Hello and welcome back to another video. So today I'm talking about Lumix S9 and its photo capability. So I've taken it out on the city tour for 2 days, and I'm going to share in this video photos from that. But before that, if you are new to the channel, my name's Amit, and I've just started this challenge of 60 days where I create a video each day, or at least I'm trying to. So far I've been able to do it. But the reason behind that was I bought this camera, which is the Lumix S9. It's a fantastic camera. It was I think geared more towards content creators because it is very light. It doesn't have a EVF. For those who are not aware what a EVF is, it's called electronic viewfinder, which is the place where you put your eye to see what your camera sees basically, and this doesn't have it. So the reason I bought this was more to do with the stability of the camera, because earlier I had a Sony ZV-E1 which had dynamic active mode, which gave you decent quality in the handheld videos, but apparently Panasonic's very good when it comes to stability, so that's the reason I bought it. But this camera actually surprised me of how capable it is to take photos, which does have, I wouldn't call it, it does have clarity, but it does have character. And that's more to do with a single button on this camera, which is called LUT. And if you press this button, you have an option to scroll between 38 or 39 odd LUTs, which is lookup table. You can call it in layman language, or if you don't understand what LUT means, it's called lookup table, but it's more like filters. But in filters, you're actually putting a sort of colored lens on a picture. But when you're using LUTs, it's basically your camera's color grading on the go. So you can see and extract all the 2 billion colors that 10-bit video supports, and you can essentially tweak them based on the LUT you're using. And the results are quite good. Like, you don't need to edit. So you can color grade as normal, but the photos that came out of this, I'll just share now, were quite surprising, and I believe they're quite good. And this was my first try. So I took it out for 2 days. One day I took a kit lens, which is this one, and this one's a 20-60, and it's very good for a kit lens, to be honest. Like, it's surprisingly sharp. Like, it's not professional grade sharp, but it's sharp enough for normal use. You don't need to go anything beyond it. And 20-60 is a good range. Like, 20 is quite wide, while 60 is not telephoto, but given that 50mm is considered perfect for photo shots or portrait shots, so 60 gives you enough reach. And this camera does have a hybrid zoom as well, and using that you can actually extend that 60 range to 92 in videos, and if you're talking about photos, you can extend it even further, but the quality degrades and the megapixel degrades. So I don't turn on that feature in photos, but for videos I'm using it. 92mm out of this lens is fantastic. The lens that I'm shooting currently on is a 35mm f2 lens, and as you can see, it's not bad at all, and it's fast enough for me to sort of to focus, as well as the camera combo is quite good. I didn't sort of think that I'm gonna be that excited to create on it, but after buying this camera, I rarely touched my Sony a7C II. But saying that, let's move on to the photos. And so this shot is taken at the Brisbane city center, where I just got out of a station and the weather was so nice, so I just took a couple of shots. This is called X-Pan, where I'm taking the shot in a very different format, as you can see. This is very classic old style shot, and it looked good. And as you can see, the colors that coming out of this camera are so nice. I've been switching between LUTs, but all these photos are from 35mm lens f2, and it's not a native lens. So I assume if you got a Panasonic 35mm, it would be even better. And even the black and white pictures look amazing on this camera. Like, I've heard it's not contrasty or there's something missing in it compared to when you compare to Leica photos, because this is apparently a Leica color science in this camera. but I love this picture. This is one of my good ones. And I'm trying different things, like I'm trying portraits, street photography, as well as architecture. And it's a very good camera. I love this shot. This is more like a magazine shot. It's very rare to get single person coming out of these showrooms because usually it's very crowded. But given that it was Easter and around that time, I was able to capture these shots. This lady reminded me of one of the characters from Harry Potter movies. It looks color graded, to be honest. Like, it looks like I've touched it, but it's coming straight from the camera. Like, I didn't choose anything apart from getting the LUT and making it look right. And this was way darker than what it seemed like. This was that dark in the earlier photos, but I just I think turned down the shutter speed to make it look brighter. But as you can see, these pictures and videos are quite nice. Like, I like them. Let me know, like, what do you think about the color signs, as well as because it doesn't feel like it's not sharp, it's not tech sharp. Even the focus is struggling sometimes, but to be honest, that doesn't matter when you're trying to create content quickly. Like, I'm not doing it for professional work or a client, you know, where everything needs to be perfect. In this particular shot, I was trying to do manual focus, and as you can see, like, although my hand was shaking, but the pose was quite nice. There's a market in Brisbane City Botanical Gardens, and there were people dressed up in various attires, and the photos turned out to be nicer than what I thought they would be. Because when you're looking on the camera, like, you only have the screen to look at it, and although you can make out what the picture or how the picture came out, but you never see the actual colors until you get to a bigger screen. Or even your phone sometimes gets you better photos. I love this frame-in-frame photos. And this is a leading line photo. We can talk about the terminology that I've come to learn from my photo journey, but yeah, this is like a frame, then you have a frame and a foreground, background, so they are sort of aesthetically pleasing when it comes to photos. This one wasn't a garbage, it's more like a art piece where they just put scrape paint things. These are some architecture shots followed by someone riding scooters. This lens is, by the way, the 20-60. All the photos from this day are 20-60. And they're nice, like that. It doesn't look a kit lens, like it's usable. Like with my Sony, the lens that I used was kit, wasn't usable. And look at that photo from a store. Now this particular one, it is 35mm stabilized through camera. So I took two shots, one on 35mm, one on 20mm. Now this looks way more stable than the previous shot, just because it is starting on a wider angle. So that's a pro tip. If you want your handheld camera movement to look stabilized, just use your wider angle lenses. Like the in-camera stability electronic or IBIS seems to work better if there's a wider focal length to work with, and there was a proof of that. So yeah, let me know how, what do you think about these shots. I like them, like for my first try, for someone who's not been doing street photography or anything like that. I think they turned out to be quite nice, and it could be just me. And another tip for anyone who's looking into Lumix cameras, buy the native lens if you're doing handheld videos. You can always use a gimbal, but if you're doing any sort of handheld thing, native lens does have a way better stability. Alright then, this is it for this video, and I hope I can continue the challenge to complete 60 videos in 60 days. I've actually created a couple of videos which I'm quite proud of, so if you haven't checked them out, just check it out. And day 3 and day 4 was especially quite good. And I would highly appreciate if you join me on my journey. I've created a couple of videos, not couple, I think 7 videos prior to this one. So I hope you get some time to go through those ones and leave me comments and suggestions of what you want to see in future. Any criticism is highly appreciated, especially if something which I can improve on. Like if you think there's some bits and pieces that I'm missing out completely as a creator, just let me know and I'll try to take it positively and learn from it.